It is better to be feared than loved. If you cannot be both, respect is war, and every arena you enter is a battlefield where presence decides survival. When someone ignores you, interrupts you, or dismisses your voice, it is not just a passing moment. It is an attack, a silent attempt to push you off your throne. The weak overlook these moments. The strong recognize them as daggers. You cannot afford to shrug off dismissal, because in every hierarchy, from the workplace to the street, respect is the currency of survival. Without it, you become expendable, treated as prey by those who sense weakness. Think of how easily a room turns when one person commands the air without even speaking. Their posture, their eye contact, the way they hold silence, this is armor. Compare that to the one who fidgets, rushes words, or apologizes for existing. Weak. Sorry, can I just add something? Strong. I have something important to add. Weak. If that's okay with everyone. Strong. Here's the direction we need to take. Language frames power. Respect is not given to apologies. Respect bends toward authority. Machiavelli observed that men more quickly forget the death of their father than the loss of their wealth. Why? Because what touches status and security cuts deeper than sentiment. In modern terms, when people sense you cannot defend your own standing, they see you as fragile, a position easy to exploit. Respect shields you. Disrespect strips you. Without that shield, every promise of loyalty around you is thin, every smile potentially a mask. You are left exposed, and predators thrive on exposure. Consider a simple clash. A colleague dismisses your idea in front of others. The untrained response is to shrink, laugh it off, or argue frantically. The sovereign response is calm, controlled steel. Hold silence for a breath, fix your gaze, and then restate with certainty. This is the strategy I stand by. The room shifts. You did not beg for approval. You demanded acknowledgement by standing unshaken. That moment plants the seed of respect. This is not about being liked. Liking is fragile. Respect is durable. When you demand acknowledgement through presence, posture, and precise language, you send the signal that you are not to be overlooked. That is the call to arms, respect or ruin. Claim the throne of your own presence before someone else claims it for you. Stand as sovereign, not supplicant. The mantra is simple: respect is seized, never requested. The throne of your mind is the first battlefield. Before you expect others to respect you, you must prove that you can rule yourself. Machiavelli warned that without command, a leader is consumed by those around him. The same is true for you. If your impulses, distractions, or doubts sit upon your throne, you are already dethroned. Discipline is not just about tasks and schedules. It is the weapon that establishes sovereignty. You rise each morning to test whether you are ruler or subject of your own thoughts. If you surrender to delay, to excuses, or to the pull of weakness, the crown slips. Respect begins when you can look in the mirror and know that you kept command, no matter how small the battle. Sovereign self-discipline is visible. It shows in your face, in your body, in the rhythm of your voice. You cannot demand authority while slouching, fidgeting, or looking away when others speak. Respect is drawn to posture that announces presence before a word leaves your mouth. The way you enter a room is often judged before your ideas are heard. Weak: I'm not sure, but maybe we could try this. Strong: this is the direction I propose. Weak: sorry, I don't want to bother anyone. Strong: we need to address this now. Language frames respect. People instinctively follow those who embody certainty. Even when you doubt yourself inside, you must guard your throne so no one sees hesitation. Guarding the throne room of the mind means silencing the inner noise that erodes authority. You cannot stop thoughts from arriving, but you can deny them control. When self-doubt rises, you cut it down. When hesitation lingers, you act before it multiplies. Sovereignty tolerates no intruders, and that includes your own weakness. Practice stillness to sharpen your command. Take deliberate pauses before speaking. Breathe deeply before deciding. These are not small gestures, they are rituals of rule. When others sense that your actions come from a place of centered power, their respect follows naturally. Imagine a disagreement in a meeting. Someone dismisses your plan as unrealistic. The untrained response is defensiveness, rushed words, or nervous laughter. The sovereign response is calm authority. You hold your ground with posture, you maintain your tone, and you reply without apology. This plan is grounded in what will move us forward. By guarding your throne against agitation, you earn respect without force. Respect starts with the unseen, but radiates outward. When you command yourself, you project command over the room. When you discipline your thoughts, you discipline your presence. When you guard the throne within, you protect the crown without. Rule yourself first, and the world responds in kind. The throne inside decides the throne outside. The battlefield of respect is won or lost before most people wake up. The way you rise sets the tone for how others will perceive you. A soldier does not wait for the enemy to strike. He seizes the first advantage. Your morning is that first strike. If you begin the day on your own terms, you project command over time itself. If you stumble into the day late, rushed and reactive, you hand over your sword before the battle even begins. Discipline at dawn signals to yourself and to the world that you are sovereign, not servant. History shows that leaders who mastered time controlled outcomes. Generals who moved before sunrise dictated the pace of war. Machiavelli observed that fortune favors the bold, and boldness is born in preparation, not hesitation. When you rise early and establish ritual, you communicate stability. People respect stability because it provides certainty in a world of chaos. Those who are consistent become anchors others lean on. Your morning routine becomes armor. It protects you from distraction, from fatigue, from the sway of weaker wills. Without it, you walk into the day exposed. This armor does not need to be complicated. What matters is consistency. Wake at the same time, train your body, order your thoughts, and set direction. Weak, I'll start when I feel ready. Strong, I start now because I command readiness. Weak, I'll see what the day brings. Strong, this is what the day will serve me. Respect gathers around those who do not drift but declare. People instinctively trust leaders whose habits reveal control. Even if no one sees your morning discipline, they will feel its effects in the clarity of your decisions and the steadiness of your demeanor. If you allow sloppiness at sunrise, it seeps into every move you make. Skipped alarms, cluttered spaces, rushed choices, all are signs of a kingdom neglected. When the throne room is in disarray, no subject feels secure. In the same way, when your mornings are disorderly, your presence loses weight. Respect requires order, and order begins at the hour when excuses are loudest. Conquer that chaos, and the rest of the day bows to your command. The difference is visible when tested. Imagine being challenged in a meeting late in the day. The one who began to rush will fold, fumbling for answers. The one who forged armor at dawn will remain steady, breathing calmly before responding. Here is the path forward. The discipline forged before dawn becomes unshakable confidence when pressure arrives. Respect flows to the prepared. Every morning is war. Win it, and you march into the day already victorious. Lose it, and the rest of the day will be a retreat. Do not wait for fortune to grant you control. Seize it before the sun rises. The crown is claimed at dawn. Respect often grows not from the loudest voice, but from the silence that cuts deeper than words. Predators know this truth. The lion does not roar before every strike. It waits, still and patient, and that pause is what unnerves its prey. Humans respond the same way, the one who sits quietly, who does not rush to fill space, creates tension. That tension is power. When you hold silence with composure, you signal that you are not desperate, not rattled, and not chasing approval. People lean in, waiting for your move. That is the predator's pause, and it gives you the advantage. Those who cannot handle silence reveal themselves quickly. They talk too much, over-explain, and spill every detail just to escape discomfort. But the moment you explain beyond necessity, you surrender authority. Weak. Sorry, what I mean is, I hope this makes sense. Strong. This is the point. Weak. I think maybe we could do this, unless that's wrong. Strong. This is the right move. Authority does not beg to be understood. It states with precision and allows silence to do the rest. When you resist the urge to fill every gap, you show that your presence is enough. Words should be like arrows, released sparingly, always aimed, never wasted. Strategic silence in conflict turns pressure back onto your opponent. Imagine a colleague challenges you in front of others, dismissing your idea with sarcasm. The untrained response is defensive chatter. Scrambling to justify, the sovereign response is stillness. You hold your gaze, let the silence hang heavy, and then answer in a measured tone. This is the direction that stands. The pause unsettles them, because silence makes them wrestle with their own words. You did not fight with volume, you fought with absence, and absence is often more crushing than noise. Silence is not weakness. It is not a retreat. It is calculated warfare. Every time you choose to withhold reaction, you teach others that you cannot be baited, rushed, or manipulated. Respect rises when people know you cannot be pulled into chaos. Command requires economy of speech and mastery of presence. Even in chess, the strongest players do not reveal their thinking with chatter. They sit in silence, forcing the opponent to doubt. You must do the same in life. Your task is simple. Pause before you strike. Speak less, and when you speak, make every word carry weight. Hold silence as a weapon, not as a gap to be feared. Those who master stillness command rooms without raising their voice. Silence is the sharpest blade. Respect follows clarity, and clarity is forged in elimination. The one who hesitates, who clings to weak ties or outdated habits, loses stature. Every soldier knows that indecision on the battlefield is death. Every leader knows that delay breeds doubt. If you want others to respect you instantly, you must show the strength to cut. Ruthless elimination is not cruelty, it is strategy. When you burn weak bridges, you demonstrate that your throne cannot be shared with excuses or hesitation. Look closely at your habits. Every wasted hour, every indulgence you justify, every relationship that drains instead of strengthens, all are cracks in your fortress. People sense those cracks even if you think they are hidden. The colleague who scrolls while pretending to work, the leader who avoids hard conversations, the friend who constantly makes excuses, all are marked as unworthy of respect. Weak, I'll try to get to it when I can. Strong, it will be done by this time. Weak, I'm working on it, but there are reasons it's delayed. Strong, here is the result. When you cut excuses and remove weak habits, you project power that others instinctively acknowledge. History rewards those who decide quickly and without apology. Machiavelli noted that fortune favors the bold, And in politics, as in war, those who hesitate are overrun. Leaders who act with surgical precision carve their authority into the minds of others. A general who chooses to attack at dawn rather than wait sends a message beyond the battlefield. Command belongs to the decisive. In modern life, the same principle applies. Whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, hesitation signals weakness. Decide, act, and own the outcome. Others may not always agree with your choice, but they will respect the clarity. Mercy in strategy is often fatal. The predator that spares its prey goes hungry. The leader who makes half decisions invites exploitation. If you announce standards but do not enforce them, people quickly learn that your words carry no weight. Imagine telling a team member that deadlines matter, yet accepting their excuses every week. Soon, not only do they stop respecting you, but others follow. The correction is not rage, it is clear. You cut the half measure by calmly holding the line. This must be delivered. No exceptions. In that moment, respect is restored because you showed that the throne cannot be negotiated away. Elimination requires courage because it feels final. Yet without it, you bleed slowly, losing authority one hesitation at a time. Ruthlessness is not about destroying people, it is about destroying weakness within and around you. Each time you cut, you sharpen. Each time you delay, you are dull. Respect is drawn to those who act with certainty and repel what weakens them. Do not mistake half measures for kindness. They are signals of fragility, and fragility never commands respect. Burn the weak bridges. Decide with precision. Strike without apology. Respect belongs to the one who cuts clean. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must seem virtuous even if he is not. This was not a call to deceit for its own sake, but to survival. Authority is theater, and respect is won by the mask you wear. People do not see your entire truth. They see the image you present, and they judge it instantly. The armor of the image is sharper than a blade. If your appearance signals weakness, no amount of good intent will rescue you. If your appearance projects confidence, strength, and composure, even before you speak, others adjust themselves to you. The mask of command is not about pretending to be someone you are not. It is about presenting the strongest version of who you are. When you show discipline in your appearance, posture, and tone, you project control. The same idea applies in professional and personal life. Weak. I hope this is good enough. Strong. This is prepared and ready. Weak. Nervous laughter and excuses. Strong. Calm silence, then clear words. People instinctively follow the mask that signals certainty. It reassures them that you can hold the line when the world feels unstable. Calm amid chaos is one of the rarest and most respected traits. When pressure builds, many people show cracks. They raise their voice, lose composure, or panic in front of others. But the one who maintains steady posture and measured tone stands apart. Imagine a heated meeting where accusations fly. Most join the noise. The leader who sits straight, listens fully, and answers in steady words shifts the entire room. You do not need to win by volume. You win by the mask that never breaks. The calm face is a shield, and that shield commands respect. Command is performance, but it is not an empty show. It is the art of projecting what people fear to lose or long to follow. Some respect strength because it protects them, others respect vision because it guides them. Your mask should embody both. You do not reveal every doubt, every fear, or every hesitation, because respect is not built on exposing your wounds in public. You can acknowledge challenges, but you frame them with resolve. You project assurance even when storms rage within. That does not mean hiding forever, it means choosing when and how to reveal. A king does not cry before his court. He addresses them with steadiness, then retreats to his chamber to confront himself. The mask is not deception, it is discipline. It is the recognition that respect is perception, and perception must be managed. Authority requires you to step into the role and hold it, even when you feel pressure. Appear strong until you make strength your nature. Guard your image as you would guard a fortress wall. If you let it crumble, others rush in. If you keep it intact, others rally behind you. Every throne is partly theater. Every ruler is partly an actor. Wear the mask of command until it fuses with your skin. Respect crowns the one whose mask never cracks. Respect is built not only by what you show the world, but by what you destroy within yourself. Every excuse, every weak impulse, every hesitation is an intruder in the throne room of your mind. To command respect, you must train an inner assassin, a shadow enforcer who acts without pity when weakness appears. When the urge to delay, complain, or shrink arises, that assassin strikes instantly. No negotiation, no second chance. Killing weak impulses is the foundation of inner dominance. If you cannot eliminate your own excuses, others will sense it, and they will never fully respect you. Carl Jung explained that wholeness comes not from denying your shadow, but from integrating it. Inside you lives aggression, envy, anger, and raw will. Most people repress these forces, and in doing so, they become slaves to them. The sovereign channels them. Your shadow can fuel strength if directed with clarity. When you integrate it, you do not become cruel, you become complete. You are capable of saying no when others push too far. You are capable of holding boundaries without apology. You are capable of channeling intensity into action instead of letting it corrode you in secret. This is not about becoming heartless. It is about giving the assassin inside you a role to protect the throne, to enforce discipline, and to silence weakness before it spreads. The assassin's discipline is finality. Decisions must be struck like blades, clean and irreversible. Weak. I'll try to change eventually. Strong. I cut this from my life today. Weak. Maybe I'll start next week. Strong. It begins now. People respect those who act with finality. Because finality is rare, most hesitate, backtrack, and drown in indecision. When you demonstrate that your choices are sharp and binding, you project authority. Even if people disagree with your decision, they will respect the steel behind it. Picture a disagreement where someone challenges your standard. Perhaps a teammate laughs at your discipline, suggesting you are too rigid. The weak response is to justify, to soften your stance for approval. The sovereign response is calm and sharp. This is how I operate, and this is why results follow. Delivered without anger, this cuts through resistance. The assassin inside you eliminates the need to explain or seek validation. You stayed composed, yet you enforce the line. Respect is earned in that precise moment. The shadow enforcer must live in you daily. Each time you feel the urge to waste time, to soften your standard, or to drift, call on it. Strike the impulse, protect the throne, make decisions with the clarity of a blade, never blurred by pity for weakness. Respect is magnetized to those who can eliminate without hesitation. Respect crowns the one who kills weakness within. Respect is magnetized to strength. People may admire kindness, but they follow power. The wolf is respected, not because it asks, but because it radiates vitality, hunger, and force. Humans are not different. In every group, attention gravitates to the one who projects strength of body and spirit. History shows that armies, nations, and organizations rally behind leaders who embody resilience. The weak are pitied, the strong are obeyed. If you want to command respect, you must feed the wolf within you until its presence is undeniable. The wolf pack instinct runs deep in human psychology. People instinctively align with those who look capable of leading, protecting, and enduring. Strength does not only mean physical power, but physicality is part of the message. Your posture, your tone, your energy all broadcast signals before you speak. Weak, hunched shoulders, flat voice, hesitant phrases, strong, upright stance, resonant voice, direct words. Even without intention, people register these cues and decide whether you are predator or prey. Respect attaches itself to those who appear capable of carrying weight. It does not wait to see your hidden potential. It responds to what you project now. Energy becomes your aura. When you train your body, regulate your sleep, and sharpen your focus, others feel it. They may not know why, but they sense presence. Fitness is not vanity. It is visible proof of discipline. Your breath steadier, your shoulders squared, your eyes clearer. All tell the story of someone who commands themselves. That story is more persuasive than any speech. Even in silence, people listen to the one who carries energy like a weapon. If you neglect your body, if you dull your spirit with indulgence, your aura weakens. Respect cannot stick to what looks fragile. Starving the lamb inside you is essential. The lamb is every soft habit, every indulgence that steals sharpness. It is the comfort that whispers, stay in bed, avoid the challenge, delay the task. Feeding the wolf means choosing difficulty daily. Train when tired, focus when distracted, demand effort when comfort tempts. Each small act of strength starves the lamb and grows the wolf. Over time, others sense the difference. They may not see the hours you invested, but they see the results: confidence in your movements, decisiveness in your tone, calm steadiness under pressure. Imagine a heated disagreement where tension rises in a group. One person panics, voice shaking, words spilling out. Another leans back, steady breath, measured response. Here is the course of action we will take. The second earns respect not only for words, but for the energy behind them. The wolf spoke, and the room followed. Respect flows to those who show strength in moments of stress. Because strength promises stability, respect is not requested. It is drawn to those who feed the wolf until it cannot be ignored. Cultivate vitality, project energy, and eliminate weakness. People will feel it before they even hear you speak. Respect bows to strength. Life is a chessboard, and every move you make either elevates your authority or reduces it. Respect belongs to those who play with foresight, who see beyond the immediate moment. The player who reacts impulsively loses position. The player who sees patterns, who plans 5 moves ahead, dictates outcomes. Respect flows to the strategist, never to the pawn who moves without vision. Position is power. In history and in life, those who secured position shaped events long before battles began. A commander does not chase the enemy. He places his army where the enemy must come. Likewise, when you learn to anticipate patterns, whether in business, relationships, or conflict, you stop reacting and start ruling. The one who reacts is always a step behind. The one who positions himself commands. Weak. I didn't see this coming. Strong. I anticipated this, and I am ready. Others respect the person who is never caught off guard. Calculated risks sharpen that respect even further. In chess, great players sacrifice pawns, sometimes even major pieces, to secure long-term victory. In life, people respect boldness when it is anchored in strategy. Playing it safe forever breeds mediocrity, and mediocrity never commands respect. Take the promotion that stretches you, end the relationship that dilutes you. Invest in the project that demands your focus. These moves carry risk, but they also demonstrate vision. People notice when you step where others hesitate. Respect is magnetized to courage, guided by calculation. The difference shows clearly in real interactions. Imagine a meeting where two proposals are debated. One person hesitates, fearing backlash, and waters down their idea. Another speaks firmly. This path carries risk, but it secures long-term position. The second earns respect because they framed sacrifice as part of victory. Even those who disagree acknowledge the authority of conviction. The willingness to risk reveals leadership. Every group senses instinctively whether you are playing the board or being played. Pawns shuffle aimlessly, waiting to be told where to move. Predators guide the board itself. When you drift without aim, people categorize you as expendable. When you act with intention, people categorize you as essential. Respect is a survival instinct. People align with those who appear to shape outcomes rather than chase them. If you want respect, you must project that you are always several moves ahead. This requires training. Study patterns. Anticipate responses. Pause before you move, not out of fear but out of calculation. See beyond the surface of every decision. Ask yourself what position this choice creates for you tomorrow, not just how it feels today. Strategy sharpens respect because it shows you are not ruled by impulse. You become the player who bends the game toward your throne. Respect is not random. It follows vision, courage, and foresight. Position yourself with precision, take risks with boldness, and refuse to be played like a pawn. Make every move a declaration of sovereignty. Respect crowns the one who thinks 5 moves ahead. Respect is forged in fire, not in comfort. People do not admire what bends easily. They admire what resists, what endures, what stands when others collapse. Machiavelli wrote that survival requires toughness, and the ruler who appears fragile will never be safe. The same law applies to you. If others sense you are soft, they will dismiss you. If they sense you are iron, they will respect you instinctively. The question is not whether life will test you, but whether you are already forged to withstand the blows. The way to become iron is through ritual. Daily acts of endurance harden you into someone others cannot ignore. Voluntary hardship is the fire that tempers your will. Cold showers, fasting, training when tired, working through distraction, these are not random challenges. They are signals to yourself and to others. You choose struggle before struggle chooses you. Weak. I'll start when I feel like it. Strong. I begin because I said so. Weak. This is uncomfortable, so I'll stop. Strong. This is uncomfortable, so I continue. People respect those who prove they can carry weight without flinching. You cannot fake toughness. It must be demonstrated. A leader who demands endurance from others, but shows no resilience themselves, loses credibility. But the leader who embodies hardship, who endures without complaint, commands respect even in silence. Machiavelli observed that fortune respects the bold. Boldness is not born in luxury. It is born in testing yourself against discomfort until discomfort loses its grip on you. Each time you lean into difficulty, you build an aura. Aura cannot be bought. Aura radiates from scars carried with dignity. The crown of endurance is invisible, yet unmistakable. Imagine 2 people under pressure. One collapses into excuses, blaming circumstances. The other keeps moving, calmly saying, "This will be done." The second earns reverence because they reveal inner steel. Respect attaches itself to resilience, like gravity. The one who survives storms is marked as fit to lead, while the one who crumbles is forgotten. You must deliberately starve softness. Comfort is seductive, whispering that you deserve rest before you've earned it. Every time you give in, the wax inside you melts. Every time you resist, The iron hardens. You will not always win instantly, but the ritual is repetition. Each day, you demand something from yourself that stretches beyond ease. Over months, that discipline becomes visible in the way you stand, in the steadiness of your eyes, in the tone of your voice. People may not know your exact struggles, but they will feel the residue of fire on you. This does not mean cruelty toward yourself. It means refusing to let fragility run your life. It means training yourself to remain calm under pressure because you have practiced pressure. Respect grows when others realize that no storm breaks you. They sense that you can carry burdens without shattering, and that makes you indispensable. Do not wait for trials to forge you. Forge yourself daily. Embrace voluntary hardship. Build the rituals that harden your will into iron. Let endurance become your crown. Respect bows to those forged in fire. Respect reaches its highest point when you become untouchable. The world will always throw slights, criticism, and envy at you. But these only matter if they pierce your armor. The fortress of self-mastery is built when you know your throne so well that no insult can breach it. Machiavelli observed that men guard their possessions fiercely because what is secure gives them identity. In the same way, when your identity rests firmly in self-command, others cannot rob you of dignity. The one who knows their own worth cannot be dethroned by another's words. Every environment tests this fortress. People will laugh at your discipline, mock your ambition, or question your authority. If you react with anger or defensiveness, you show weakness, because you reveal that their words reach the throne. But if you respond with calm authority, respect increases. Weak. Why would you say that? That's not fair. Strong. I hear your view, but I remain with my position. Weak. Nervous excuses. Strong. Steady tone and direct eye contact. Dignity in defiance is not about lashing out. It is about standing so firmly that even an attack makes you appear stronger. Consider a heated disagreement. Someone throws a cutting remark meant to embarrass you. The untrained response is sharp retaliation. The sovereign response is composure. You pause, hold their gaze, and reply with clarity. I will continue on this course. The attack collapses under the weight of your calm. The room shifts because others sense that you are beyond sway. Respect rises, not because you crushed them with force, but because you showed their weapon had no effect. The untouchable archetype is a figure people instinctively respect because it represents stability. Imagine walking into every room as though you were armored in silence, immune to insult, unshaken by praise or criticism. You neither inflate under compliments nor shrink under mockery. People crave such stability because most are tossed back and forth by others' opinions. When they meet someone untouchable, they recognize rare authority. To reach this level, you must train daily. Guard your reactions. Cut off the need to justify. Resist the impulse to defend every choice. Let your decisions speak. The more you master yourself, the more insults glance off your armor. This is not indifference, it is sovereignty. It is choosing not to give others the keys to your inner throne. Respect does not rest on winning every argument. It rests on showing you cannot be moved from your place. Come the fortress others cannot breach. Wear dignity as your shield. Walk as the untouchable sovereign. Respect bows to the one who cannot be shaken. It is better to be impetuous than cautious, for fortune is a woman, and it is necessary to conquer her by boldness. Respect is claimed in the same way. You cannot drift into authority or stumble into reverence. You forge it, blade by blade, until your presence itself becomes command. All the behaviors you have built, discipline of the throne, victory at dawn, silence as a weapon, ruthless elimination, the mask of command, the inner assassin, the wolf of strength, The chessboard of foresight, the iron will ritual converge here. Together they form the sovereign who is instantly respected, not because of a single act, but because every act aligns into an unshakable archetype. Stillness, image, iron will, and foresight are weapons drawn together. Alone, each trait commands some respect. Combined, they form a shield and a sword. No one can ignore. Your stillness makes people lean in. Your mask of composure prevents cracks. Your wolf energy radiates vitality. Your iron ritual proves endurance. Your chess-like foresight keeps you steps ahead. When these merge, you stop being a player struggling for recognition. You become a living fortress. People sense it instinctively. They may not agree with you, they may not even like you, but they will respect you because their instincts tell them they are facing someone who cannot be swayed. The throne or the chains, this is the divide. Either you command respect or you become enslaved by others' opinions. Most people live on chains, tugged back and forth by what others say, think, or whisper. They rise with praise and collapse with criticism. That cycle is weakness, and weakness repels respect. Respect flows only to the throne, to the one who acts from conviction, not reaction. If someone dismisses your path, you hold your ground. If others mock your discipline, you continue the ritual. You cannot be pulled by the ropes of opinion because you cut them long ago. The sovereign does not live for approval. The sovereign lives for mastery, and mastery commands acknowledgement without asking. Picture a clash in a modern setting. In a meeting, your strategy is challenged sharply. The untrained response is panic, over-explaining or folding under pressure. The sovereign response is different. You remain calm, let silence settle, and then state firmly. This is the move that secures position. You do not argue, you do not beg. You command the moment with stillness, conviction, and foresight. Even those who disagreed respect the steadiness. They may question your plan, but they cannot question your authority. That is the convergence, every behavior reinforcing the others, until your presence speaks louder than words. Respect is not earned through isolated gestures. It is a system, a kingdom built brick by brick. The throne of the mind gives you sovereignty over yourself. The battlefield of mourning gave you momentum. Stillness became your silent edge. Ruthless elimination removed weakness. The mask of command hardened your image. The assassin within silenced hesitation. The wolf gave you strength. The chessboard sharpened foresight. The iron ritual forged resilience. Each alone would win moments. Together they win permanence. This is why the convergence matters, because respect that lasts must be multi-layered, unbreakable from any angle. The eternal archetype is the figure of the untouchable sovereign. Imagine walking through life as though every insult glanced off armor. Every distraction fell to the side, every test was endured. You neither shrink to please, nor swell with arrogance. You move as a fortress, calm yet formidable, steady yet commanding. People feel safer when you lead. They feel challenged when they oppose you. They sense in you the predator's patience, the general's foresight, the ruler's authority. That image is not fiction. It is what emerges when discipline converges with will. To become this archetype, you must continue feeding each weapon daily. Sharpen your silence, guard your mask, kill weakness with the assassin's clarity, train the wolf through strength. Place your moves like a chess master. Endure hardship until iron becomes your nature. This is the path to untouchable presence. You are not chasing respect anymore. You have become respect embodied. Respect is survival. Without it, you are prey, dismissed and forgotten. With it, you rise above rivalry. You do not need to force recognition. because recognition becomes automatic. The throne is yours if you can seize it through convergence. All 9 behaviors are not options, but necessities, and together they shape the sovereign who stands above the noise. The world does not give crowns freely. You either command respect, or you are chained by the lack of it. Choose the throne. Choose the weapons. Choose the fortress of self-mastery that no enemy, no insult, and no storm can breach. Respect crowns the sovereign who cannot be moved. Without respect, every smile hides a dagger. You may think indifference is harmless, but when others do not respect you, they see opportunity. They test your limits, exploit your silence, and cut into your authority with every small dismissal. A laugh at your expense, a delay on your request, a subtle remark meant to undermine. None of these are accidents. They are signals, and if you do not demand respect, you will be treated as a pawn, expendable and forgettable in the larger game. With respect, everything shifts. History shows that those who command respect rise beyond rivalry. Machiavelli observed that men will often forgive personal loss, but they never forget the loss of power. Respect is that power. When you carry it, rivals hesitate, allies listen, and even enemies calculate twice before moving against you. Respect is not about fear alone, nor about love alone. It is about authority. It is the shield that protects your position and the sword that clears your path. Without it, you drift. With it, you rule. You must decide whether to seize your throne or remain chained. Imagine entering a conflict where others argue fiercely. The pawn rushes to defend, over-explains, and collapses under pressure. The sovereign holds stillness, listens fully, and delivers one decisive sentence. This is the course we will follow. The room shifts because strength reveals itself. That is the difference between a pawn and a ruler. Respect flows only to the one who governs himself first and refuses to yield to noise. Your marching orders are simple. Cut the excuses. Guard your throne with discipline. Feed strength daily. Use silence as a blade. Decide quickly and stand by it. Do not wait for respect to be handed to you. It never will be. Respect is seized by presence, clarity, and endurance. Every behavior you have learned forms the foundation of that throne. Now you must sit upon it. The world is divided between those who command and those who are commanded. You cannot stand in the middle. Choose mastery or remain prey. Choose the throne or the chains. Respect is seized, never requested.